David Raya coming in? Good or bad for the club? I know it's competition, but does a goalkeeper really need to be looking over his shoulder? Bit more pressure. Arsenal fans, if you dial in now, we'll put you to air in 30 seconds. 0371722 3344. While those calls are coming in, Benny, your views on this? This is no doubt is a really, really, really good goalkeeper. But it does add uncertainty now, doesn't it?
I think it adds uncertainty because I think Aaron Ramsdale is Arsenal's number one. I think people know that. He's been brilliant ever since he signed for Arsenal. Of course, there's been one or two mistakes, but who hasn't made mistakes? You look throughout the league, Alisson's one of the best we've seen. He's made mistakes. You know what I mean? People make mistakes, but I think Ramsdale is the number one. I can understand Mikel Arteta's point about having two good goalkeepers. I mean, I look at Manchester City with Ortega and Ederson, two very, very good goalkeepers.
But we know with those two who the number one is.
Yeah, I mean, and I think in this scenario we also know. But I watched Arsenal last season in the Europa League when they had Matt Turner and they had Ramsdale. The drop-off from Ramsdale when Matt Turner played, with the way that Arsenal want to play, building up from the back, was night and day. So I can understand why. Like, he'll get game opportunities, David Raya, but Ramsdale for me is still the number one.
I understand why it's good to have competition. I get that, but I understand it from other positions on the park. A goal scorer, right? You know that if you don't start banging them in, you're going to be dropped in. So there's more. But goalkeepers make mistakes, right? They're human. They might drop a ball or fumble it from a call, whatever. I just don't think a goalkeeper needs added pressure when you've got.
Everybody in their profession needs to be pushed, and I think Ramsdale maybe. As I said, the drop off from Matt Turner to Ramsdale was massive. Huge.
Yeah.
So you need two good goalkeepers. But at least now, if something was to happen, you know full well with David Raya there, you've got a proven Premier League goalkeeper.
Do you think all Arsenal fans would say Ramsdale's number one?
Yes, I think so.
Let's speak to a few now. Jack's an Arsenal fan. Hi, Jack.
Hello, boys. You all right? How you doing?
I'm good. See, how easy is that? I say dial up, you're on straight away. It's easy, right?
Oh, it's easy. I mean, I'm a listener every single day, so I've got it on speed dial. Don't worry about that.
Oh, that's nice of you. Well, you're through live on National Radio. So let me ask you that question that I just asked Bentley. Your goalkeeping situation. Is Ramsdale without doubt your number one in your eyes?
Yeah. To be honest, I think he is. But saying that, I don't think there's much difference between them when you look at their individual stats. And just listening to Arteta in that press conference just then, you know, the more depth you've got in the individual positions, the better it is for like the whole squad. And you know, anything can happen at any time with a serious injury. So, like Benty just said, the difference between Ramsdale and Turner was huge, right? But the difference between Ramsdale and Raya, they're literally there ain't much difference. So even if you do get one injury, you're going to be safe because you've got someone as good to fall back on.
How would you feel, Jack, if you found out that part of the deal was that David Raya will be playing all Champions League games?
Mate, I'll take it. I still would because I think he's quality. And as long as as long as I know I've got someone quality in between the sticks, I don't really care. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, Jack, thank you for your call. Let's go to from a Jack to a Pat. Hello, Pat.
Hi, boys. How are we?
I'm great. How are you today?
You ain't got any penalties lately, Andy, have you? VAR or whatever? Just checking, like, you know, because only sort of 48 hours since you were giving penalties again.
You haven't bottled the league recently, have you? I'm just checking, Pat.
No. And where's the old gun? Failure. But listen, goalkeepers.
The what? Where's the what?
More important, you know, with the old.
Oh, I'm waiting for Ryan to do the dropping off the cliff noise. He'll find that.
He won't find it.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
showing
like
off in
Ryan,
there.
he's Ipswich. Is it Ryan Ipswich? He's all right.
That's
Ryan,
Joe's Ipswich.
Ryan Bryan is Liverpool. There you go. Off you go, Pat.
Fair enough, yeah. Look, I think it really is important about the attitudes of both goalkeepers. I think Arteta must have had a conversation with Aaron Ramsdale because, you know, you could look at it from your point of view. Is he bringing someone in to sort of cut his legs away that he don't fancy him? Look, goalkeepers today use their feet. Everyone seems to be playing Pep's way at the moment. And there's more likelihood of them, you know, getting injured because I suspect they will play more in the five-a-sides. They'll play more in the well, Bentley will tell you now, probably when he played, goalkeepers probably weren't too involved. They went off somewhere else. But nowadays, I suspect they're more involved in the one-touch, two-touch and to get their touch better.
Do you know what's mad as well?
Thanks,
Pat, really good call. And he's right, because I told you the very first coach I saw do that was Paul Clements. obviously come from Real Madrid with Ancelotti. He's the very first coach I ever saw that made the goalkeepers start getting involved in the possession. Like, he had them on the side working with 2-touch. They weren't going off with the goalkeeper at first. When we're doing possession, he had one at one side, one at the other, and they were involved. They were like free, so like they had the bibs on. So basically, they were like like when the team won the ball back, they can play with the goalkeepers. Do you know what I mean? Like possession.
Yeah. And did they enjoy that?
I think it was a bit alien. Scotty Carson was one of them that was involved in that. It was a bit alien, but he was the first one I went, okay, this different. And obviously, some of the lads laughed it off. Because it was like, well, what's he doing? Yeah. But obviously, you look at the way Pep's done it now. Yeah, he was way ahead of the game.
Do you think now you've got 2 number 1 goalkeepers, right? Do you think that
we've got one and 1A and 1B?
They're both very, very good goalkeepers. Yeah. Do you think with the game now being extended to about 100 minutes, maybe even 105 sometimes with this added on stuff, and the fact they've got so many subs to choose from, do you think tactically we'll start seeing managers use goalkeepers, maybe one for 60 minutes, one for the last 40 or not?
I don't think we'll see that. Where it may come in is, listen, David Raya might be better at penalties if Arsenal are in a cup competition. And we've seen it before with managers. We saw it with Kepa when he wouldn't come off.
Remember? Saw it with Van Gaal in the World Cup, didn't
exactly. we? Maybe if Raya is better than Ramsdale when it comes to penalties in a cup competition, he might go, do you know what, let's make a substitute now. But no, I think for now, Ramsdale's not done enough wrong for him to warrant being dropped. No. Absolutely not.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.